There's only one place to see big-time boxing. The undefeated Prince Naseem Hamed defends his WBC International Super Bantamweight title against Enrique Angeles. The only place to see boxing. Big time, live and exclusive Saturday night at 9 on Sky Sports. Sky's Premier Sports coverage is presented in association with Ford.
And that shows the spirit of the game as they shake hands.
Crowd is getting thrilled and tempted. The climax.
Tillman is there, and he fires in a terrific shot.
1-1 after a really fine first half.
And Hughes again. He's trying everything.
Oh, and a cracking goal! That was brilliant! That's a magical finish. Quite magnificent.
West Ham United versus Blackburn Rovers.
Well, that is going to be one which will be...
Sky Sports with Ford Escort takes you to the heart of the action.
West Ham are unbeaten in 6. It's their best run of the season. But it's Blackburn today. Kenny Dalglish knows he's almost there, and he'll be looking to Alan Shearer to take them one step closer.
Ford Escort Super Sunday.
It's such a big day, this, for both West Ham and Blackburn. West Ham have been up or down in 4 of the last 6 seasons, and they've been in trouble all this time around as well. Results certainly went their way yesterday. Now it's up to them. Blackburn's fate is in their own hands as well. If they keep on winning, there's nothing Manchester United can do about it. But do they believe it? Blackburn are close to turning the dream into reality. Kenny Dalglish has won it before, of course, but Blackburn haven't since 1914. Since coming up 3 years ago, they've got closer and closer. Can they get over the finish line first this time? This isn't a game they'd have chosen. Let's not forget that the Hammers are fighting for their lives. Our live action from the FA Carling Premiership this afternoon is West Ham United against Blackburn Rovers. Only the 10th meeting since 1980. West Ham have won only 3 of those, 71 played down the years. Blackburn have won 36 of them. Here at Upton Park, 35 matches. West Ham have won 16, Blackburn 14. Well, this is what it's been about all season long. Of course, only Manchester United so far have had their hands on this trophy, but Blackburn have a loose grip on it now. You could argue this is the biggest game in their history. If they win here and Manchester United fail to beat Coventry tomorrow, then it's theirs. But it's a very big if. Kevin Moran, the former Blackburn and Manchester United defender, is our guest this afternoon. Do they believe, Kevin, yet that it's possible, or is there still some unease in the Blackburn camp?
There's definitely belief there. I think when you look at the position that they're in now, I said 8 points cleared and only 3 games left to go. There's certainly great belief that they're going to win the title this year.
And what about West Ham United? They come into this game just as desperate for the points, don't they?
They do, and the only great thing they have about West Ham here, this is a horrible ground it is for other teams to come to. The atmosphere is very tight, the fans really get behind West Ham. But just unlucky for West Ham to be coming into it without their leading goal scorer, Tony Cottee, and I think that's a bit of a blow for them.
Well, let's have a look at the FA Carling Premiership. Not too many clubs down the bottom end doing themselves a favour yesterday. Only Everton, really, who got a point off Wimbledon, but you could argue dropped 2 at Goodison against the visitors. West Ham there, Kevin, just outside the drop zone. Norwich City have played 40 with only 42 points. Are they looking as though they're going to join Leicester and Ipswich?
They very much so. I think they could possibly go down. But West Ham, as you said, it looks well when you see they've only played 37 games. But I honestly believe that what's more important when you're down at the bottom is to have the points now in the bag, and that's the reason why that today is a vital game for them to pick up points in, and obviously look to try and get out of that.
What about Aston Villa, who lost yesterday? Of course, we'll see all the goals later, but lost yesterday at Leeds 1-0 in injury time. It's not really in their hands all of a sudden, is it?
It's not, but I have a sense that they've got to start believing in themselves. By all accounts, they played extremely well yesterday, and unlucky not to come away with something, even 3 points out of that particular game. So it's up to Brian Little an awful lot there to lift the players' morale and to let them think that they believe that they will get out of that position that they're in.
Everton just ahead of Aston Villa. Then it's Coventry, our hosts tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football. Sheffield Wednesday, Manchester City and Chelsea. And up the top, confirmation. The top two really all that we're interested in this afternoon. That United are behind Blackburn by 8 points now. If Blackburn win here, Kevin, and that's 11, will United give it up?
No, they won't give it up. There's no way Alex Ferguson would ever give anything up, and he'd certainly instill that into his players. They'll still hope that maybe Blackburn can slip up. You must remember that if Blackburn still need at least 5 points, you know, if United were to go ahead and win all the last 4 remaining games.
Well, let's have a look at the Sky Sports form guide. As usual, the last 6 league games. Look at Norwich down there, haven't won in 6. Bottom of the pile, below Ipswich, Villa and Sheffield Wednesday in the bottom 4 places. Top half is where we find both West Ham and Blackburn Rovers. West Ham unbeaten in their last 6. They're in their best form of the season. 7th there in the form guide. Blackburn Rovers have won 4 of their last 6, drawn 1 and lost 1, of course. Well, Kevin's already given us a hint of some of the team news that we can expect from Nick Collins, who's waiting to confirm everything for us. Nick.
Well, disappointment for West Ham fans because Tony Cottee has been ruled out with a calf strain. That's the one change from the side that played at Ipswich 10 days ago. Let's have a look at how West Ham line up. Don Hutchison will take Tony Cottee's place up front alongside Jerome Boer. On the substitutes bench for the Hammers, Simon Webster, Matthew Rush and Les Seeley. That's the West Ham side. As for Blackburn, well, they make 3 changes from the side that beat Crystal Palace. Tim Sherwood and Colin Hendry are available again after suspension, and they give a debut to their Dutch international Richard Wisker, who will play in the middle of the back 4 for Blackburn in place of Ian Pearce, who's got a foot injury. That's the Blackburn side. Batty and Sherwood in what's sure to be a fairly combative midfield, and of course Sutton and Shearer up front. Mark Atkins makes way. He's on the substitutes bench along with Mike Newell and Bobby Mims. Well, with me is Tony Cottee. Tony, commiserations. How much of a frustration was it when you found out you weren't going to be able to play today?
Very frustrated. I'm not had any injuries this year, so just very disappointed I can't play because it's a very important game.
Now, when we spoke in the middle of the week, you seemed fairly optimistic that you'd be all right for today.
Yeah, I mean, I was hopeful that I would make the game, but it just hasn't healed as well as I would have liked, and I just can't play today.
Obvious disappointment, but from your point of view, how well do you feel West Ham can do today? Can you extend this unbeaten run of 6, for instance?
Yeah, of course we can. We put in one of our best performances of the season at Ewood Park. We lost 4-2 in the end, but we was leading them for an hour, and we played very well on the day. So we've got nothing to fear from Blackburn. It'll be a tough game, but with our squad of players that we've got, Don Hutchison will play well instead of me, and we'll do well today.
How big a factor can the Upton Park crowd be for you this afternoon?
Well, it's like a goal start for us, really, because they're very fanatical, very passionate. They'll get behind the team, and they'll make it very difficult for the Blackburn players. And if we get a goal up, they'll do well to come back from that.
How difficult is this one going to be for you to actually watch?
It's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to go up in the stand and watch that, but I'm not a very good watcher. Although I enjoy watching football, I don't enjoy not playing in the game, so it'll be difficult to watch.
All right, well, let's hope you're back in action soon, Tony. Thanks very much for joining us. Back to you, Richard.
They'll want the 3 points to be breathing a little easier tonight. It's a vital game. The streets outside at the moment, busy as you can see. Blackburn are here in numbers. They know how important this is to them. They've had one slip, of course, already in the last fortnight, beaten at home by Manchester City. That sets a few doubts about the camp, but not after the win over Crystal Palace. They believe that the Championship is heading to Ewood Park for the first time since 1914. And it's a big day for the Hammers, who are just outside the drop zone. 3 points here would be a good afternoon's work for them. They're unbeaten in 6. They'll be looking to make it 7 against the Rovers, which is our live football on Super Sunday.
Continuing our coverage of the Benson and Hedges competition, Sky Sports presents last year's quarter-finalists Kent versus Somerset, live from Canterbury. Top-class cricket, exclusively live starting Tuesday morning at 10:45 on Sky Sports.
Returning Monday at 6, Spellbound. It's your chance to win
£1,000
with lucky letters. Call this number anytime except between 5:30 and 6 or write to this address to receive your letters. If they're lucky, you could be telephoned during the show. Answer a simple question and you've won
£1,000.
Be watching Spellbound, returning Monday at 6 on Sky One.
We're in London's East End this afternoon. The tale of the East Enders season has been a nightmare, really. West Ham just outside the drop zone, unbeaten in 6. So they're putting some form together just at the right time.
The World Superbike season begins with round 1 from Hockenheim, Germany. Britain's Carl Fogarty is out to retain his World Championship title, exclusively live next Sunday morning. Sky Sports with Ford Escort takes you to the heart of the action. West Ham United versus Blackburn Rovers, live. Ford Escort, Super Sunday.
As another Premiership season reaches a fascinating climax, this is a really big game. West Ham against Blackburn Rovers. Our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Our match referee is Kelvin Morton, wondering whether this will be his last game at this level. He hopes the Premiership authorities will extend his career in the middle another year, but he has to wait to hear that news. Jack Walker. Blackburn Rovers closing in on his dream. But there's still work to be done. A point I'm sure Kenny Dalglish has hammered home to his players. Ray Harford, his right-hand man to his right-hand side. Blackburn to kick off. A win for them and the crown is virtually theirs. Defeat would surely put doubts in their minds, and West Ham have plenty of incentives to look for their own inspiration here. Those results went so well for West Ham yesterday, particularly the defeats for Norwich, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. Here, Blackburn started well but haven't created too much to trouble Mikloshko, and West Ham certainly coming back at them as the half developed. At half-time here, it's West Ham United 0, Blackburn Rovers 0.
It's a cool, crisp, sunny winter morning. The temperature outside is 4 degrees Celsius with a chilly north.
It's long before the summer rush.
Summertime.
And 4 of Britain's favourite sportsmen are taking their summer holiday early. Because Sky Sports are presenting so much live cricket.
Your daddy's rich.
So much live golf. So much big-time boxing. And lots of live football. That when summer does come, they'll be much too busy for a break. So take your holidays early before the summer rush to Sky Summer of Sport.
Take your seat this summer as England and Brazil compete in the International Challenge. Then from Uruguay, the Copa America. Live international football only on Sky Sports.
So, half-time at Upton Park. It's West Ham United 0, Blackburn 0. 9 attempts at goal in total, just 1 on target. That one from Martin Allen, right at the end of the half. 4 corners, 3 to Blackburn. 19 fouls, 1 or 2 of them ferocious. 3 booked, Kenner and Batty from Blackburn, Dix from West Ham. The possession 51% to Blackburn, who started well and then could be argued were hustled out of it. Ball in play, not even half an hour from nearly 49 minutes. The action area is 44% in that middle third there, 32% in West Ham's defensive third. And our guest today, the former Blackburn and Manchester United defender Kevin Moran. So are we anywhere nearer knowing where the trophy's going, Kevin, at the end of 45 minutes?
I thought this might be stalemate, and it's exactly what, in some ways, what most people predicted. A very hard-fought game, very committed game from both sides. And after a very lively start by Blackburn in the first 10-15 minutes, West Ham have come in very strongly into the game, and I would believe gone in by far the better team.
Blackburn Rovers had the better of the possession there, but West Ham United have forced more scares in Blackburn's box. Would you agree?
That's correct, yes, indeed. There hasn't been that many chances really in the game. This was possibly the better one at the time for John Moncur. Great ball in here by Matt Holmes, getting down to the end line. And even though it looked as if Jeff Kennan was just going to get just that touch on it, we see Tim Flowers coming out, and that for the England's, I believe, the number one. Just a little bit flapping on it there a little bit.
Well, more than a little bit. Nowhere near it in truth, was it?
But this is difficult, to try and keep the ball down, and also just a couple of feet below, that would have been a smashing goal.
Was there a penalty in there?
Though I didn't think so. I thought there was a couple of incidents where, first of all, with Colin Hendry here, you can just see a little pull there. Now, that I thought was more of a penalty incident than what happened later on here with Tim Breaker. He's gone down, and I think he's more or less tripped over Tim Sherwood's foot than actually Tim being the culprit.
If there was any contact at all. But you think there was possibly something going on earlier?
More so with Colin
Bearing
Hendry.
in mind the penalty that Blackburn conceded against Manchester City recently.
That's right, indeed, yeah. But the referee obviously doesn't have the view that we have. We see it over and over again here. But certainly, without a doubt, Colin Hendry pulled his short and pulled him to the ground.
Here it comes again. Let's have another look. Thinking
Just
back to that one at
Ewood
Ewood Park. Here,
he's come
there.
back in then.
Round Hutchinson.
And there, you can see the grip on the short then. But I'll be honest with you, all defenders do that to a large extent. It's just a question whether the referee is up to it or
whether they do it or not.
It.
It doesn't make it right, does it? If the referee sees it, is that a penalty?
If the referee sees that, that is a penalty because he's pulled him to the ground by his short. The game against City, the referee saw it. That's the reason why he gave a penalty.
Some of the tackling has been lively, to say the least, hasn't it? Both teams
has
committed.
From both teams. But it's what you
is
expect.
David Batty lucky still to be on the pitch?
Well, if we see it here now coming up, I believe that he himself, he's gone in. We all know what a committed player he is. But if you look high up, he's actually caught a West Ham player. No, I think he will be saying to himself, he's a lucky man that it wasn't a red card that came out there.
You think it could well have been?
It could well have been, yes.
OK, so it's 0-0 at half-time, and we've got a lively 45 ahead of us. Can anybody find the impetus and the momentum required to win it?
Well, all you're going to need now is just a bit of luck from both sides. We know that both teams are very much committed to winning this particular game. Neither of them are sitting back saying a draw is what they need. It's just going to be a question of a mistake. Who's going to be the team, defensive-wise, that's just going to give away a little error? Because I believe this game here, if one team's going to win it, there's just only going to be the odd goal in it.
And Manchester United and their playing staff will be sitting at home watching this thinking, well, yes, possibly. We're still in there and pitching. They're, of course, at Highfield Road tomorrow to play Coventry City. That's live on the Monday Night Football. This afternoon, Super Sunday at Upton Park. It's West Ham 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Still to come this afternoon, of course, looking back on Saturday's action. But next, the second half, live. Welcome back. Goalless here. West Ham 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. But here's a chance to win £200 as we play ball. Lines are open. This is the action from last year at Ewood Park. Blackburn against West Ham. Ball's about to disappear as it's crossed into the near post. Kevin Gallagher's the player to keep your eyes on. Here he comes now. And the ball's gone. Where does it end up? Three choices as usual. A's over the bar, B's a goal, C is wide right. Kevin Moran hasn't got a clue. The lines are open. 0891 700 550. 0891 700 550. The top prize, £200. Still to come on Super Sunday, of course. All of Saturday's action when Andy joins us in here. But Kevin, goalless, anything can happen.
That's right, anything can happen this half. As I said, I believe it'll still be stalemate at the end of it. Whether either team can get a goal or not, I'm not too sure. There hasn't been that many chances in the first half, but our players get a little bit tired now in the second half, and maybe a little few creeks start opening up in defences or not. You never know. Bit of luck maybe on one thing, a bit of skill and ability from Shearer, or are we going to have something from Hutchinson?
West Ham with 4 games to go, 3 of them here, are in great spirits. Harry Redknapp paints such vivid pictures of managerial pressures, but he can feel more relaxed tonight. His players have done him proud, while the bus heading back tonight to Blackburn might well contain some very nervous characters. West Ham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 0.